Hey, it's Wendy.
And it's Jess, and you're watching Food Heaven Made Easy.
Today, we are going to whip up 3 delicious on-the-go sandwiches. We know that for us, we're always in a rush, and it can be really hard to, do meal planning and have your meals on the run. So these are perfect for taking them to work, to school. So let's get started.
And you may have noticed that we're wearing super awesome shirts. These are Food Heaven originals. We designed them. We have our kale and spinach and collards and charts, and our hashtag collar back.
Collar back, y'all.
And they're both available along with other items on our website, foodheavenmadeeasy.com. So now let's get started.
Okay.
So what do we need for these recipes? Well, we're starting off with a toasted whole wheat baguette, 1 serving, and for one of the sandwiches, we're going to use a serving of mozzarella, fresh mozzarella cheese, and that's about 3 thin slices. Don't go overboard, thin slices. We're also going to use about 2 slices of tomatoes. We're going to use a few slices of red onions and also a few chopped up pieces of fresh basil.
And then for sandwich number 2, we're also going to use 1 serving of the fresh whole wheat baguette. You can use whatever bread you prefer. It's best if you go for like the lower calorie options. These are just 120 calories per serving. So with this one, we're going to make a yummy salmon and avocado sandwich, and we're going to use a 1/4 cup of wild salmon, and this I got in the canned version in Trader Joe's. It was super cheap. We're going to use 1/8 of an Hass avocado, and then we're going to use 1/4 cup of kale. And it's wilted a little bit. A trick that I use is I just rinse it under warm water for maybe a minute, and it'll wilt it so that it's not so hard. So yeah, it'll just make it more tender. So that'll be for that sandwich. And then for our last beauty, we also have 1 serving of our whole wheat baguette, and then we're going to use 2 tablespoons of hummus, whichever hummus you prefer. We use garlic hummus. We're going to do 1 tablespoon of crunchy sunflower seeds, and then to add that freshy juiciness, we're going to add raw bell peppers, and I'm just using about 5 strips of those. And so that is what we need, and let's get started. Okay, here we have our final products, and as you can see, or as you saw, it takes like less than a minute to prep each one, which is why they're so perfect, and they look so pretty and fancy, and it's really easy to do. So with that being said,
Now on to the fun part, the cost and the calories. Drum roll. Bam.
okay, so for our hummus and bell pepper sandwich, it's just 240 calories per serving, and it's just 75 cents per serving, which is amazeballs, because when you go to the corner store or wherever you go to get your sandwiches, it's like $5–6 for a decent sandwich. Nothing comparable to this, so it's a good deal. And then for sandwich numero 2, we have our kale and salmon sandwich, and that is 315 calories per serving, which is a little more filling, and it's just $1.33 per serving, which is crazy because it's so fancy. It has salmon and avocado and kale, and it's so cheap.
Really healthy. And then last but not least, we have our basil, tomato, and mozzarella sandwich, and that's only 206 calories, and it's 70 cents per serving. So it's like the cheapest and the least amount of calories, which means you have to get out there and make it today, right now. Alright, so we hope you enjoyed this recipe. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and share with all your friends using the links below. And
yeah, you can find this recipe, all of our recipes, on our website, www.foodheavenmadeeasy.com, and you can find these awesome shirts on our website too, so make sure you go ahead and cop them.
remember, we have new videos every Monday, so we'll see you next week. Bye!